So what if I told you that the secret to great writing isn't in the chapters, it's in the paragraphs? Now, best-selling authors know this. The chapters aren't the only thing that keeps readers hooked. Paragraphs do too. Last time, we looked at how to outline a story by asking, what question does each chapter answer? And today, we're going to take that same method even further, down to the paragraph level. So here's the idea. If chapters keep readers turning pages, paragraphs keep their eyes moving line by line. And every paragraph exists to answer a question. Why do paragraph questions work? Well, when you analyze stories this way, a rhythm emerges. Each paragraph opens a question and then delivers an answer. It might be as small as, who just walked into the room? Or as big as, what's about to shatter this moment of peace? But here's a key point. Not all authors treat chapters the same way. Some, like James Patterson, often write each scene as its own chapter. So the chapter level question and the paragraph level question almost overlap. Other authors might pack multiple scenes into a single chapter. In that case, you'll need to identify the many scenes inside the chapter and ask, what question does this scene and each paragraph in it answer? Either way, the principle stays the same. Each paragraph has a job, and each scene has a mini arc. So here's some examples from James Patterson. Let's look at his book, Along Came a Spider, Chapter 1. He often treats the scene as a chapter, which makes it easy to break down. The questions here might be, where and when does the story begin? And what's the narrator's state of mind? What anchors him beyond his work? Reminders, family, humor. Who's with him? And how do they react? And what interrupts this peaceful scene? Who is outside? And what urgent plea do they make? And finally, what haunting image closes the chapter? Because Patterson often uses single scenes per chapter, these questions line up neatly. In longer chapters with multiple scenes, you do the same process for each scene inside the chapter. So how do we apply this to our own story, Spark? So let's bring his method to our own idea, which was a modern woman moved to the country trying to adjust. And she looks out the window and sees vultures circling at the tree line at the back of her property. We can outline each paragraph question like this. Where and when does the story begin? And what's her state of mind in the new country setting? What reminders tie her old life to this new one? And what's weighing on her emotionally? Who's with her in the moment, or is she alone? And what everyday activity grounds her? What interrupts her peace? And how does she respond at first? What unsettling image closes the scene? The vultures circling at the tree line? And are they now tied to danger? Even if the scene is part of a longer chapter, each paragraph still has a clear question to answer. So today's big takeaway is that at the chapter level, you decide the overall arc. And at the scene level, you control tension and flow. And at the paragraph level, you build the beat-by-beat reading experience. When every paragraph and scene answers a question, you always know why it's there. And your reader always has a reason to keep going. Here's today's challenge. Pick a favorite book, identify the questions for the chapters and the scenes and the paragraphs, and then try the same for your own draft. And you'll see your story tighten, gain rhythm, and become easier to outline. And if you haven't yet, check out my previous video on chapter level questions. It's the perfect foundation for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, and happy writing.